Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dune Awakening video. This is the ultimate Dune Awakening melee build guide. In this video, I will be showcasing the level 13 Poison Dungeon, as well as the final boss fight, the Burbridge. I have found this to be the most effective melee build, especially when it comes to running this particular lab. First up, let's talk about the 3 skills that I have chosen to put on the bar. They are Compel, Weirding Step, and of course the Knee Charge. 3 abilities that I've chosen are super useful in clearing these initial lock-in rooms, and they are even super useful against the boss as well. So that's the initial wave cleared. It's time for the official start of wave number 1. Weirding Step allows us to teleport behind the ranged before they even get off their drill shot. Try to deal with the range first if you can, then it's much easier to deal with the melee. So with the first wave cleared, it's time for the official start of wave number 2. Weirding Step teleports us instantly behind the ranged. I wasn't able to finish the range here in the initial exchange, but that's where Compel keeps them asleep while I can deal with the other. So that's wave number 2 cleared. It's time for lock-in room number 2. The great thing about Weirding Step and Knee Charge is that they are multifunctional, meaning they can work as mobility movements and attack and defense. Depending on the situation will depend on the ability you use. In this instance, where we want the enemy to come to us, we compel. Try not to get wedged on this door here. You can almost guarantee on the melee to chase you into this room and make life a little easier. The ranged are sometimes a little harder to convince, but don't worry, they'll come around. So with the initial room cleared, that brings us to the official start of wave number 1. Once again, we can count on the melee to chase us up the stairs, but the heavy and the drill bit are going to take a little bit more convincing. If you use Compel correctly, you can put the heavy exactly where you want them to be, out of the line of sight. As soon as our Compel ability is off cooldown, we have another chance to pull them inside. Just a warning though, Drillbit does not like when you mess with his line of sight. I just defeated the fiercest warrior on all of Arrakis, Drillbit, who is so fierce he even has his own song. Sometimes Drillbit needs a little convincing to get himself up the stairs. Once we have him in the room of safety, it's time to stab. So once this heavy is finally dealt with, it's time for the final room. But first, one more Drillbit. In an ideal scenario, we work on the Drillbit first, but sometimes the melee just makes that impossible. So if we can at least compel the Drillbit into sleep, we can deal with the melee one-on-one. So now that the main boss is dealt with, we go to the mini-boss. Well, he's not exactly mini, but he is the last thing in our way. The first thing we do when we enter Burbridge's domain is we avoid his initial knee charge and we run around the room to pop the poison. In this fight, I have chosen to use a pair of level 1 burning dual blades. They apply burning damage over time, and they create an incredible stagger when you use the light chain combo. I call it the Dual Dance. The fight mainly consists of avoiding his big AoE damage, and also his knee charge. Your main focus is to avoid the knee as it comes in and find an opening for your own. And when you do, give him the Dual Dance.
Surgical, cruel, steel arcs wide in a crescent duel. Massive swing nearly takes your head. Steel flash blur, walls run red. Summons minds from shattered tiles. Blinking death and toxic owls. Casseroles thick, no time to hide. Poison over spreads inside. Cough of blood. Hit the grate. You didn't fight him. You had fate. Green and mean in the chemical haze. Sword like a guillotine cutting sideways. You won't walk out, you won't redeem. Testing station 195 supreme. Green and mean, toxic regime. Nova flooding every seam. Knee to your chest, crack.
So after narrowly missing the full blunt of his knee, we brought him down to the 3rd quarter of his life bar. This is where he starts the animation to run to the front of the room and call out his buddy. The Weirding Step triple slow blade combo makes light work of this one. Now we can pop a bit of the poison and get ready for Burbridge again. We start by compelling him into place and giving him the jewel dance. As you're running around to pop the poison, remember to keep an eye on him so that you can avoid the knee. One bit of advice with the jewel dance is to know when you've reached your limit. You eventually stagger him so hard that he gets a second wind, and as soon as that happens, it's time to back off and reset. And whatever you do, do not get hit by that. If you aren't careful with the direction of your dash, sometimes his knee can connect. But as soon as he gets a second wind and a grey bar, it's time to back off. After his long sword combo, wait for his next animation and plan accordingly. You'll notice that I engage almost every fight with a knee charge first. This is due to one of our techniques, manipulate instability. At level 3, it gives a 20% damage increase to stun, staggered or knocked back enemies. So after another dual dance combo, we were able to take him to half health. That starts his front room animation, where he calls out his buddy. Perfect time to spice it up. My second blade of choice is the Halleck's pick, used mostly for the melee and ranged NPCs. The Weeding Step slow blade combo didn't go as planned, so I decided to pop the room instead. Make sure to dodge the knee from Burbridge, and then isolate the NPC. This guy. Now that he's officially dealt with, we can get back to the boss. Try and avoid this incoming knee best you can, and do a Weeding Step heal technique if you have to. You can see the Screech passive doing work here by popping all the poison at the back of the room. The green AoE attacks on the boss in these last two phases are one-shot, so be careful. And sometimes if you time it right, you're able to cancel his knee with your own. As soon as he throws down his poison pods, remember to pop the poison. The story usually goes, wait for the grey bar, then wait for the knee. As soon as he throws down his pods, it's time to pop the poison. Ground and pound animation means he's going to bring back all the poison spores. It's time to pop the room again. I put Burbridge to sleep here with Compel, and then had a sneaky sip of water. And as soon as his grey bar is gone, it's back to the duel dance. So finally, let's talk about our other two techniques. Center of Mass does extra damage to the body while sacrificing damage to the head. And in a melee build, we have no problem with that. Almost everything we do, including evading, requires stamina, so that's why disciplined breathing is a must-have. So that brings us to the last quarter of the boss's health bar. I decided to heal up and take some toxin absorbing pills. Once again, Burbridge tries to summon his buddy for some help, but we're ready. Make sure to avoid his knee charge in the fourth quarter, as they are super deadly. It was at about this point I noticed my spice was running out and it was not going to make it to the end of the fight. As soon as he throws down new pods, it's time to pop the poison. Anytime you want to control his positioning or stop him from attacking, Compel is fantastic. Ground and pound animation means new poison pods to pop. And a flying knee to avoid. There's nothing more satisfying than a 180 knee charge when he's chasing behind you. Make sure not to get baited into the poison clouds as you are attacking him. In one last desperate attempt, he tried to call another friend. I used the animation as an opening to finish him off. Then all was left was to deal with his buddy. So there you have it, folks, a difficulty 13 poison testing station using nothing but melee. So let's have a quick look over the skills. Starting with the Swordmaster class, we have our first technique, Disciplined Breathing, and our first ability on the bar, the Knee Charge, as well as our other stamina passives and blade buffs. Please note that Thrive on Danger is selected but not equipped on the bar. Next up, we have the Bene Gesserit skill tree. The majority of our skills and passives are taken from here. Next up, we have Voice Training for Compel and the Screech passive. And last up is the Weirding Way with our Weirding Step, Manipulate Instability and our blade buffs. The Old Faithful Overcharge and Rerouting from the Planetologist tree, If you have the available skill points, we can take Tailoring and Garment Keeper. And last but not least, our final technique, Center of Mass. So over to our gear loadout, we have 4 pieces of Forge Armor, and a pair of LexCore leggings, our trusty Mark V shield and Mark 6 power pack. And finally, onto the stars of our show, the Burning Blades and the Hallex pick. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found it entertaining, informative, or even both, please give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, as we would love to have you. As usual, I'll have a full build link in the description of the video. I will also include an invite link to our brand new Dune Runners Discord, so please come and check it out. So thank you so much for making it to the true end of the video. And I will definitely see you on the next one.